This, folks, is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Right there. Let's get it one more time. We got diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yeah. It's worthless. 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 Now, for those of y'all who may be listening and not watching, what is currently taking place on my screen here is we have a few female police officers. First of all, shout out to all police officers. For those of y'all who are not deranged human beings, which there are plenty of you, unfortunately, the propaganda machine doesn't essentially let that be known. But shout out to the police forces out there across the planet. But here we have a few police officers, I'm guessing in the UK or something of that nature. And 3 of them are women. 2 of them are trying to actively open a door. Relatively simple task, using a battering ram of some sorts. And they're failing miserably. Now, here's the thing. There is a guy here. There's a dude, and he happens to be the largest of all 3 of them. And he's standing back watching as this failure ensues. Let me run it back again one more time. If you can, just watch the video in real time. Look at this. Look at that right there. Yep. Nothing. Like, by the time they're done, the criminal, whoever it is that they're trying to get, has already moved to Guadalajara, Mexico. By that time, it's already a wrap. He's out. He's got new paperwork. He's got a new family, a new identity. He's got a hard tan going, so you can't tell the difference between him and the locals. It's a wrap for y'all. So the reason I brought this up is, first and foremost, because I saw it on my timeline and I thought it was hilarious. But secondly, because, you see, DEI was always meant to fail all of us. And I mean, including the individuals who thought that they were getting something out of it, right? We hear this thing of, well, if it wasn't for DEI, certain people wouldn't be hired. Here's the thing. If you otherwise would not be hired for a job in a free market as we exist in America, it likely means that you probably shouldn't be in that space. Like, if you wouldn't get hired at all, I'm talking about as much work as you put in, as much effort, time, energy, attention devoted, it probably means you're not meant for that thing. For example, me, I'm not a big guy. I'm a little guy. If I was to, let's say, devote my life to basketball, the odds would be heavily against my favor. In complete opposite of my favor, in contradiction, absolute contradiction to my favor. I would have 100 out of 100% chance of not making the NBA. This is the facts. Oh, but there was a 4-4 guy. There was a 4-3. There was a 5-6 guy who 4-4. There was a 5-4, 5-3, 5-6. Muggsy Bogues. Look. If you're the one guy who's 5'5" in the NBA, it is hell. It is torture. You're literally torturing yourself. You are doing yourself the greatest disservice. And so, do I believe that women shouldn't be police officers, firefighters? No. I believe everybody should have the opportunity to get into whatever field space that they want to. But the reality is this. When somebody has to drag my grandmama's body up out of that burning building and save her life, I want to make sure that they're not struggling to do so. And let me give y'all a real life example. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we get to have this example. Before I left my my old residence, I was in a small town, right? I was there for a little bit and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I would likely go back. I was at an intersection and I came up behind a car that just seemed to be parked there for too long. I assumed the guy was on his phone, girl, guy, whatever. It was a 2-seater Nissan. Anyway, car's parked in front of me. I'm waiting. Nothing's happening. Other cars are going ahead. Something in my intuition is like, okay, just go around him and just check. I wanted to be pissed because here's a guy on his phone. So I pull up next to him and I see head down like this and I assume he's on his phone and I look again and my heart starts jumping. I'm like, nah, that's not what that is. There's something wrong. I parked my car on the side. Thankfully, there was like what would you call it? Like an open plaza right next to this intersection. So I pull up to the side, probably still dangerous where I pulled up, but nevertheless, get out my car, and a woman is coming behind me. She was actually coming behind my car. Almost love tapped her. You understand me? As she was walking by my car. Thankfully, I didn't, but, got myself parked. I get out. She's walking towards the car. I'm knocking on the window. Nothing knocking on the window. I look inside. This dude is passed out. He is gone. She ends up going to the other side and, checking on him. No good, no good. She's a Hispanic lady. Shout out to her because she helped in the situation. Hopefully she hasn't been sent back, but, hopefully she can get her papers. I kid. Relax. Anyway, long story longer is this guy is passed out drunk in his car. How the hell did he stop at that exact point? I don't know. He had many vodka bottles on the damn passenger seat of the car. Now, there happens to be an ambulance not too far away. Two women who are parked in the parking lot behind us, behind this little plaza next to the gas station. The sequence is just crazy. Those individuals are then alerted by other people who are now parking, trying to see what the hell's going on. They pull up and tell me why. Well, before I continue, I got to get a tissue because my nose is going absolutely bananas right now. Allergy season is real. Tell me why the two EMTs are women. And let's just say they bring out the stretcher and they're trying to get this guy onto the stretcher. They are struggling, folks. And these aren't little petite. These are, some stockier type of girls, one more than the other. They are struggling to get this man out to the point where I had to help drag this dude out of the car. And I couldn't even. So they stopped me from continuing because, I don't have the necessary training. But it looked like whatever the hell they were doing, you didn't need training for. They were struggling. They were struggling to pull this dude out of the damn car. Passed out drunk, blacked out drunk. Now, thankfully, the guy was okay, but he likely went to prison that night, right? Police ended up coming, and it was all male police force. Firefighter came. I think like one or two firefighters came. So when that all ensued, it was hilarious because the guy's now obviously in the ambulance, but all the dudes who could have actually gotten this guy out, probably one of these guys could have gotten the man out of the car. They weren't there. Who was there in the emergency situation? It was Dorothy and Isabel. Right here. Dorothy and Isabel doing their very best to crack this damn door open, but struggling because the physical requirements are different in a real life situation. And yes, we have had obese men and all types of stuff in police forces. And firefighters probably you would never pass any requirements, but we've had the DEItization of all things. So we see, they're trying to make place for the disabled. Look, the last place we need somebody who is having issues physically is where you need your physicality to save lives. There are certain spaces I probably would not be best suited for. It would, as strong as I may be for my size, it would be difficult for me to pull my brother in arms, a dude who's 6'7", 300 pounds, off of that damn battlefield or out of that damn building. It would be a hard thing for me to do. I would rather have an individual who I know without a shadow of a doubt could help me, my grandma, my grandpa, pops, that wifey, whoever it may be. That's what this is truly about. So it creates a dangerous situation when you're trying to fit the requirements of, are we diverse enough? When half of Los Angeles was on fire. Do you know that their priorities within the fire department was to have more lesbians? To have less white men? Now, I don't know the last time you went through an emergency situation, but did you think to yourself, man, I really hope I have representation. I really hope the person that comes to save my life looks like me. Make it make sense. I really hope that it's not a white male who comes to my door, to my rescue. But I hope it is whoever the hell who can get me out of that situation. Huh? And this also goes for, the technical skills and things of that nature. If you don't have the propensity to do something, we have all these people graduating as doctors. Ooh, look at all these doctors of color. Look, I don't give a damn about what your color is. If you were pushed through the system because of your color, because they're trying to be diverse and inclusive and create quote unquote equity, which actually creates an inequity because you're actually discriminating against those who would be good for the job. When you're trying to make up for those quotas, you are literally creating a dangerous situation for all of us. You're creating a dangerous situation for all of us. Imagine if our electrical circuits were done just because we need more, female trans dwarves included in this mix. Our electrical circuits would explode tomorrow because we don't have enough of those people who are competent enough in those skills in order to get the job done. I don't care what the person looks like. I just want the job done. So to whoever it was, maybe this was a situation where grandma's in a house. I've fallen and I can't get up. Grandma's cooked. Unless they got backup. Look, the man has to stand there. Do you know why the man is standing there? This is my assumption. Because he has to let them feel like you can do it. I believe in you. I'm not a misogynist. I'm not going to go ahead and do it in one fell swoop. Bam. I've seen this done by male firefighters, by male police officers. One of them with one battering ram. Bam. Hit the whole joint out the damn off the hinges. Done. Break through a window. Boom. They're over here taking their sweet, sweet time. Look at this. And 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, let's try one more time. I'm a little tired. And 1 and 2. And look, the last one, she almost hit the hell out of that. Look, she missed. She missed. She missed. That's sexist. Call me what you want, but what you're not going to call me is dead. Because I'm advocating for, well, not this dude because he's weak because, he's just standing there. I don't know what sis is doing there in the back. She probably thinks this is ridiculous. She probably wishes he would join, but he's like, no, we cannot. Absolutely not. That is sexist misogyny. We must allow the women to be strong. Be strong. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Nah, I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I want more. I want those big old Scandinavian mothers. I want them. Put them in our police force. Put them in our in our fire departments, EMTs. Put them. More of them. We need more of them. We need more of them. Big old Nigerian, like, you're black, okay. Let's get those archetypes in there. Let's get those physiologies. Let's get those body types in there. That's what I need in an emergency situation. Somebody who gonna pick you up with one arm like this, knock the door down with the other, get you the hell up out of there like a linebacker. You understand me? Pick up the interception. Bam. That's what I need. We need Patrick Willis. You understand me? Shout out my dude Patrick Willis out there in the Bay Area. That's what we need. And we want women to be included. Absolutely. You can do whatever you want that you can do. And it's funny because when you go into these different studies that they've done, as far as if you just allowed people to, well, if you promoted, let's say, women in STEM, etc., all throughout, and then you allow them to pick the careers they pick, women will still disproportionately go into hospitality, into, people, people businesses, or those businesses, those industries like healthcare, nursing, social work, etc. That's the natural tendency. Stop stopping the natural flow and watch how society goes. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time Time is taking a 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.